Good morning. How we doing today? So we're gonna do a barbell chest workout, okay? Bench press. Not something I do a lot. I actually haven't done this in at least 6 months. I'd have to check back to really know for sure. It might even be a year, to be frank with you. Barbell bench press flattens your body, okay? It makes you wider, okay? And it compresses the front and the back of your body, okay? If that's your desired outcome, great, do it all the time. I don't do it very often because of that. If we have dumbbells, we're allowed to rotate more, and with more rotation, that means we're not gonna flatten and compress our front to back as much. And I think that's very important as we get older, okay? So with that being said though, it's still fun to do it every once in a while, and it's a great way to load your chest with a lot more weight, which is a pretty substantial progressive overload, right? If you're normally bench pressing 30s, 40s, or 50s, right? If they're 50s, that's max 100 pounds. With the bar, you can get, again, depending on how much you can lift and your size and your weight training ability, right? It's an easy over 100 pounds, right? If you're doing 50s. So, like I said, I haven't done it in a while, so let's rock and roll, see what we can do today. The idea is, again, principle number 1 for this workout is getting it done in less than 20 minutes because all the dads have excuses, and this eliminates the excuses where we don't have time, right? So again, barbell bench press if you got it, but you don't have to barbell bench press. Do your dumbbells, do your kettlebells, do your push-ups, whatever it is, and get it done in 20 minutes or less, okay? And we're gonna get the work in that we need to get done, okay? So 1 barbell, 1 lift. Let's rock and roll. Warm-ups, again, are gonna be really, oops, sorry about the hand there. Warm-ups are going to depend on you and your body specifically, right? So for me, side lying breaths is a great way to start, okay? And then specifically warming up with the exact exercise we're doing, right? With low weight or next to no weight to warm up that specific movement pattern, okay? And then to get the chest and the blood flowing, and then to get your overall body temperature, you wanna raise your body temperature up, okay? And then you're pretty warmed up at that point, and you can slowly add on some weight. I'll show you what I'm gonna add on to warm up, and then we'll actually do a working set, and I'll tell you what that is. Like I said a couple minutes ago, I haven't barbell bench pressed in at least 6 months, if not a year. I'd have to double check. Yo, Ryder, what's up? Welcome, man. What's your flat bench PR, my guy? Yo, Shivam, what's up, dude? My PR? I'm not gonna even tell you my PR right now. I'll tell you on another stream. The PRs are silly, who cares, right? I've done a crap ton of weight, okay? It doesn't matter. I guarantee you I benched way more than the average person, but it doesn't matter. Who cares? It's all ego. What am I gonna tell you to pump my chest up and be like, yeah, man, yeah, Shivam, can you bench as much as me, Shivam? No, who cares, man? Like, the goal here is to get strong, to have a big chest, look good, feel good, okay? I don't care about the number. I do not care about the number. Young Zach did. I don't, all right? So, that answer your question? I like the PR though. All right, so, incline today. 20 degrees. Feeling my feet. One big thing people don't do, the average guy is not doing it. They're arching the crap out of their back. They're losing their feet. They're not using the floor at all. They're forgetting to breathe. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And if you can, you're gonna wanna stretch the chest as much as possible, right? So you're gonna tap your chest every time. Or, if you really want to get crazy, tap your neck. But again, I don't recommend that if you have shoulder issues, or if you don't know what you're doing, or if you're new to bench pressing. It's a total waste of time. No, actually, I love powerlifting. That's what. Oh, okay, you're a powerlifter, right? Hey, yeah, I used to powerlift. So PR was like 365. Okay, so still warming up. This is not a working set. This does not count. A lot of people, when they're going through their programs or their workouts, they miss that, okay? Warm up, and then the first set is your working set. That's what counts, okay? What about you, Shivam? What's your PR? Come on, you can tell me. I won't judge. You gotta tell me though how much you weighed and how tall you are. That actually means something. Yeah, man. All right, so that was our warm up, okay? Working set is next. We're adding weight, okay? If you weren't here earlier, whoops, if you weren't here earlier, we were talking about how I haven't bench pressed, barbell bench pressed, at least in 6 months, if not 12 months. So it's gonna be really interesting today. I'm kind of curious what I can get. And I'm curious because when I haven't taken this much time off barbell bench pressing. So I'm curious, how much strength does a man actually retain when he's not working out with that much weight? I'm very, very curious. Ryder, I've got gyno, so I feel uncomfortable, so it's possible to overcome it by a gym? Yeah, man, totally. That's great. I mean, it's up to you, right? Like, I think you can build confidence by getting in there. It's like, it's getting in the ring, right? You can build some confidence by getting in the ring and doing it more, right? Totally, 100%, man. And hey, I get it. Like, I'd be super uncomfortable too. It's normal, right? You just gotta shrug it off and move forward, right? There's nothing really you can do. I mean, and I'm sure you've learned a lot, right? So don't not learn something from this experience. Give me some powerlifting tips. I'm at 110 kilograms, 85 kgs. Oh, you're 6'1"? Okay, I'm probably like 6'1", 6'1 and a half. I thought I was 6'2" for a long time. North Indian genetic. Look, yeah, the genetic thing doesn't matter, man. Okay, I'll give you some tips. Let me get this working set in first, okay? Be careful when live streaming not to not rack your weight. Sheesh. All right, I could have got 12, but I want to add a little more weight because I'm curious, like I said. The ego is working today. The ego is in charge. So, okay, Shivam, I'm sure you have heard a lot of powerlifting stuff, right? You know, about arching your back and all that stuff, right? I really think one of the biggest, if you have all the basics down, right? One of the most missed pieces is the total volume and intensity that you're lifting at. So you're powerlifting right now with bench press. How often are you training? And then in like 1 week, how many sessions do you have? And then the total volume in each day for the entire week really matters. And if you're going under your 5 rep max a lot, that could be a mistake. That's one thing that led me to burnout, which is extremely hard to do, by the way. But unfortunately, I did get there. You need to make sure that training is in line where you're starting to peak every 2 to 3 weeks if you're really trying to maximize your overall total PR, okay? But you don't need to work into it every single session, and I see a lot of powerlifters do that. We count in kilograms. Yeah, and you bench 165. Yeah. Well, I used to be in kettlebell training, Russian kettlebell training, essentially. Like that's where kettlebells really came from. They also make the best kettlebells, by the way. If you ever want to buy a kettlebell, don't buy one in America. Buy a Russian one. They'll last longer too. Like longer meaning for life. But anyways, yeah, I'm familiar with the kilograms. That's fine. You can talk in kilograms. 2 days a week. First day 85% for 3 to 4 reps. What's your second day? What's your second day? If you're only doing it twice a week, go to 3. Try 3 days a week for 6 weeks. I would cycle in, and then again, the percentages matter, right? Like 85%. Second day, 60 to 70. Okay, maybe not. Don't even worry about your third day. I take it back. If you're in 60 to 70% for your second day, if you were doing 3 days, that'd be fine. But I would do, you said 85% for 3 to 4? Yeah, so I would work on your 3 rep max and your 5 rep max. Okay? I would do that for 2 weeks and then add on a third day for week 3 and week 4. And then week 5, go back to 2 times a week. And I guarantee you, your 3 rep max and your PR will be dramatically higher. All right, we gotta get back to the working set. As much as I would like to incline press 225 today, it's just not wise. I should do this a little longer before I do that. But it always feels good to bench 225, doesn't it? Hey, Shine Guy, what's up? Thank you, sir. Thank you, welcome. Yeah, today's an ego day. We're just having fun. All right, we're just having fun. Oh yeah. Ooh, slowing down a little bit at the end. Yeah, that's what not bench pressing with the barbell for a year will do. That's fine though. I'm cool with it. It doesn't matter. I have a pretty big chest, as you can tell. I don't need to be barbell bench pressing a whole bunch to have a bigger chest. It's just not necessary. It's just for fun. You're gonna try that? Senior lifter advice always come handy. Yeah, man, for sure. How old are you? And again, just like have fun with it, but realistically, like I'd be making sure you are meticulously tracking the volume you're doing every single day or every single week, every single workout session. Super important. The fat percentage, it is possible to overcome it, but not. Oh, Ryder, I totally misunderstood your question. My bad, man. My bad. Not even jacked up. Didn't even do my smelling salts today. 21? Oh, dude, yeah. You're doing great then, man. You're doing great. Like I said, systematically keep track of what you're doing every week, and then make sure you're looking at every 2 weeks, and then make sure your mesocycles are in line with trajectories, and make sure you're hitting some reasonable progressive overload over a 2 to 4 week period. Ideally a 2-week period. But again, it always depends on how much you're resting and recovering, how much your nutrition is locked in, right? Like it always depends on these things too, right? Like the most jacked I've ever been when I was like when I deadlifted 465 in a competition, and then I was doing max pull-ups, I was doing max weighted pull-up, what else was, kettlebell, 5-minute kettlebell cleans. Like that was probably one of the most times I was most fit, or at least I was most challenged to be fit within a 2-hour time window. Dude, my nutrition was locked in, my recovery was locked in, everything was locked in for that. So you got to remember those things are super important. 6-week plan every week, 5 kilograms add on. 7th week deload. Yeah, the deload's a good idea. Yeah. 8 months in the gym. Oh, you're only 8 months in the gym, dude. You're doing great then, man. Dude, just keep up the good work. Yo, JM, what's up? What's up? Welcome to the stream, my man. All right, let's get it. Honestly, if I just hit my minimum of 8, I'll be happy. Don't want to blow out the shoulder today, do I? Just kidding. Well, yeah. All right, we're getting 8 minimum. I'm okay with that today. Okay, so ideally, I would not do another set, and I would go into some push-ups or some alternating presses of some sort. Because again, we're not trying to flatten ourselves. See my back, how flat it is? I don't like that. That was me being young, dumb, and stupid, okay? I don't recommend it. That was 3. 4 working sets today. We got one more set. One more set. Probably shouldn't have added 10 pounds, but I did. Okay, so like we're talking about rest times. Like I said, I'm almost at the 18-minute window. I didn't start working out right away. I've been talking a little bit too much as well. But really, for something like this, 2 minutes max recovery is all you need. If you're like our friend Shivam here, and you're powerlifting, then you're going to need more than 2 minutes, right? But, excuse me, we're not powerlifting, right? So keep that in mind. Because ideally, right, you're not trying to lift more weight. You're trying to stay in your rep range, which today for me is 8 to 12. And then you're trying to elicit the most hypertrophy, break down those muscles as best as you can. So if you can limit your rest window and have a little breath and not be like, then you're going to be good to go, okay? That's another thing. You just don't need these longer rests. If anything, shorter rest windows, you're going to get more hypertrophy. It's going to be harder, and then you don't have to add on more weight, right? Which is only going to really increase injury risk, which is, who cares, right? Like, yeah, you can tell your friends you did a PR, or, if you're not powerlifting, it doesn't matter, right? So keep that in mind. Yeah, 18 minutes in because I've been talking so much. I've done the gym in my past, but I think of time never interested in bench press. Now I'm a powerlifting, so I love. Yeah, dude, you got to follow your passions. Like, follow what you love. Totally. Like, I'm glad you found powerlifting, because once you find something you like, whether it's walking, running, kettlebells, barbells, like whatever, like then you've got something you can roll with, right? Because it's so much easier to be more consistent and show up regularly and adhere to your training program if you like it, right? So many people miss that too. It's like, if you like to run, well, go run, man. Like, yeah, weight training has special benefits, but you got to get out there and do what you enjoy more of than not, right? Okay. All right, last one. And then master your breathing too. That's super, super underutilized. Oh, I got a bad grip. Oh, I got a bad grip. Hold on. got a bad grip. Re-gripping mid-set's never a good idea. I shouldn't have added that 10 pounds either. 18 minutes. I'm talking about total time I've been live. So now I've been live for 20 minutes. Because the idea for making the video is, you know, most of my coaching is for super busy and ambitious dads, right? And the number one thing we hear from all dads is, I don't have time. You do have time. You just need more consistent workouts that are training programs and not random, and you're gonna get way better results that way. So that's what I was talking about, the 18 minutes, guys. All right, sweet, we got 4 sets, 2 sets of warm up, 4 sets of working weight. Felt good. Shivam, dude, thanks for dropping in, man. Ryder, same. Used to follow a program for, yeah, when I was powerlifting, I was following programs for sure, because I was taking it more seriously. Now it's just about staying in shape, having fun, looking good, and exceeding my energy levels, right? Movement and working out is a way to enhance energy levels. It's not just about breaking yourself down. And then it helps me focus and accomplish more in my businesses. You know, that's huge. So if I couldn't move and I was like stuck in a, if I had to run my businesses from a cubicle all day and I couldn't move, I'd go crazy. There's no way I could do it, you know? All right, any more questions on the barbell bench press, guys? Appreciate you being here, Shivam, Ryder, Jim. Who else dropped in? Who am I forgetting? Oh yeah, Shine Guy, what's up? Appreciate you. All right, so again, barbell bench press, not something I do regularly. Why is that? Because if you look at me sideways, look how flat I am here, flat I am here. I am compressed from the front to the back. Therefore, if you're looking through my head, my rib cage used to be more like this when I was younger, and then I compressed and I compressed and I compressed and I compressed, and now I look like an infinity sign or an 8 sideways, okay? All that air and fluid is going out, okay? To move well, sustainably for the long term, and limit injury risk, you do not want to be more flat sideways. Now, we're all biased one way or the other, okay? Biases are fine, but I love basketball. And to have maximal force production and cut and move and shoot, I need a lot of rotation. If I'm squeezed from side to side, like barbell bench pressing does, if I'm doing that systemically and regularly over time, I will play worse. I will not have as good as force production on the basketball court. And then I for me specifically, my left knee wants to blow up, okay? So keep that in mind. If you have a goal, like our friend Shivam here, he's a power lifter. His goal is to lift more weight. That is the goal. So he's willing to give up some movement availability to achieve his goal. And I'm telling you, my goal, right, is to look good, feel good, but be strong and move well into my 70s, 80s, and 90s, and still play basketball as long as possible in quick and explosive ways. I hope that makes sense. It really would have helped if I knew that when I was younger. How many weeks programs for the 5 kilogram ADA? You know what? It depends on how much the intensity is per week, but I would do it every 2 weeks. I know you said you're 21. I get it, man. You want to do more weight tomorrow, but ideally you want to stretch this stuff out a little bit. It'll just be so much better for your body, and then you'll actually get stronger that way, and your training will last longer, and you'll have to deload less probably. Please tell which shape of ribs is normal. Okay, Ryder, good question. Hold on. Let me get my water bottle and I'll show you. I'm getting my water bottle. I know you can't see me, but I'm getting my water bottle. Okay? So you're gonna see, so here's some hips. I gotta get ribs. I don't have ribs handy, okay? But let's say the bottom half of the water bottle is your hips, okay? And then the upper half is your ribs, okay? So what's really happening here, right, is you press into the ground with your foot, it goes up your body, right? And then this water bottle, right? You're just like one big piston. Humans are one big piston, okay? We're pistons with arms and legs. It's a little more complicated than that, but this is physics, and this is not taught enough. This is how our body works. So going back to my analogy of the bench press, right? If I'm pushing from the front, right, I got a bench in back, and I can't move against the bench. I'm flattening my back against the bench, and then I got all that barbell weight pushing on me in the front. What happens to the water bottle, right? All of a sudden, the water bottle is much wider now. See? Okay? So there's not an ideal rib cage or hip position because we're all genetically and made a little differently. But the rules still apply. If you want to have higher force production, move faster, and rotate better, which usually means be a little more quick and fast, right? It's a little more complicated than that, but essentially, you want to be more of a cylinder, okay? You want to have air going forwards and backwards and sideways. So limiting rotation by flattening your body like this, too much of it can lead to less movement over time. I did not expect you to have, oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, I'm obsessed with this stuff. I work with a lot of my clients have pain issues too, okay? So that's why I'm talking about this as well. It's so typical. Hey, Pranoy, welcome, welcome. I lift weights, but recently started practicing boxing. What's the best schedule for me to follow so that I don't tire myself? Oh, I can't answer that. You gotta find that out on your own. But if you're just starting, try every other day and then do it for 10 or 20 minutes. And then in a couple weeks, make 10 minutes 15, make 20 minutes 25 minutes, and then see how you recover, because it depends on your nutrition and how you're sleeping and all that. Like, it's really an individualized question that I can't answer very well. Shivam, I got you with the skeleton, man. Thanks, Ryder. I'm glad you got it. So again, I'm Ryder, like, I'm not saying I'm barbell bench pressing, right? It's not bad. None of this is good or bad. We just have to understand that our goals matter. And if we're trying to hit a goal, then there's always trade-offs, right? It's like if I'm trying to make $1 million this month, I'm gonna trade off time with my family, and I'm gonna trade off my workouts because I need to work a lot more to make the $1 million this month, right? So there's always a trade-off, right, with everything, especially though with our bodies. And when we're working out, we don't think of these trade-offs enough. And so that's one thing I always bring up with my coaching and with my clients, because it really matters. And I used to work with physical therapists, and I saw so many blown out shoulders, blown out knees, new hips, new backs. It's awful. You don't want to go down a life of pain, right? You want to try to avoid it, not by fear, but by training smarter. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. We're hitting the 30-minute mark. Pranoy, hey, I'm glad you found something you like, Pranoy. Keep boxing. I'm so glad you found something you liked, man. The fact that you like it means you're going to keep doing it. Stay in the game. Stay in the game. Shivam, it's been a pleasure. Pranoy, Ryder, I appreciate the questions, man. I really do. I hope you have a great day. Overhead barbell bench press, standing bear. You just want all my PRs. That one's probably my worst because I had neck issues. Speaking of pain, it was over 135. I don't know what it was. It wasn't 225 though. I don't think I ever got 225. So it was up there. 165, 175 maybe. See, I don't even remember. Like, it's just silly now to me. I get it. You're a power lifter though. I'm not making fun of you. Like, I get it. I was powerlifting too. I just don't care anymore. It has nothing to do with my movement today. You know what I mean? It's not as important to me. And I think if we set our minds on that type of thing, especially as you become a little older, Shivam, become a dad, you have responsibility of your wife, you have a responsibility of your kids, and then your business or your career, your professional life, right? Those things matter a lot more than the number you're lifting in the gym, right? So again, I love that you're asking me though. I appreciate it. Are you training for strength or size? Vishal, we were just talking about this, right? I'm training for sustainability, right? Like, I want to look good, you know, like I want to have some arms, I want to have some chest, you know, right? I want to look good, but I want to feel good, and then I want to excel in my 60s, 70s, 80s, and my 90s. I want to be able to jump and run with my grandkids. I don't want to have any injuries, and I definitely don't want to have any new shoulders or knees. So that's what I'm really training for. I'm training for sustainability, right? And I just love working out, so I'm training to have fun too, okay? I know that's like not the answer you were going for, but that's really the reality that I am. And again, when I was younger, I was not thinking like this. So it's always awesome to bring in like younger people into this in their 20s and their teens and say, hey, like there can be more to this. Because in your 20s, if you're lifting the most amount of weight possible and you keep doing that and you keep doing that, guess what? You're just going to hit a wall. You're going to hit a ceiling. And I always say, Ronnie Coleman, man, lightweight, baby, one of my favorite bodybuilders, okay? What does he look like now, guys? He's literally crawling on the ground with stilts because of what he did in his younger years, okay? So you got to keep that in mind. You got to train smart. All right, I really got to go, guys. 30 minutes up. Ryder, Vishal, awesome questions. Appreciate you. I have a question. When I start training after 5 to 7 days, I feel energy less in training these days. Ryder, it sounds like, you know what it sounds like? Your body's getting used to the new training program, okay? So I always say, if your sleep's locked in, if your nutrition's locked in, but the training's getting harder, you're gonna feel it a little bit, right? So you gotta make sure you gotta make sure your sleep and nutrition is locked in, okay? And then third, if you're increasing in the gym, pull back a day. And then next week, decide if you're ready to do it or not. Slowly add in a little slower, or just say, I'm going all out, man. Freaking 2 weeks, let's go, baby. It's gonna suck, but you're ready for that energy plunge. Because there's no such thing as a free lunch, right? And after a couple weeks, you should get used to it. And if you don't, then you can DM me, we can talk more about it. What type of workout should skinny do? Skinny dudes should work out, period. That's it. They just got to show up and work out. If you're skinny and you want to build muscle, you're in the best place of all time because it's the easiest place to make muscle. Newbie gains are the most awesome thing ever. So all you got to do is do 10 push-ups every day and then do another 10 push-ups when that becomes easy. And then another 5 when that becomes easy. And then the same thing with the squats. Slowly add on, slowly. There's no rush. And then make sure you're getting enough protein and make sure your nutrition and sleep's dialed in, okay? Sandino, I know that's like a simple answer, but really, dude, you just got to show up and be consistent. That's the main thing you got to do, okay? Shivam, I got to get out of here. I love talking to you guys, though, but I'm over time. I got to pick up the kids' situation. Any workout's good for the beginners? Yes, seriously. Any workout's good for the beginners, any workout, right? It's being consistent, guys. And that's everything in life, right? You want to stack more money, right? You want to be a better dad. You want to be a better friend. What is it? You got to show up consistently. That's it. Consistency and adherence to your plan is key. I know my core values, right? And I'm trying to be more and more consistent every day because I know if I keep doing that, 6 months from now and a year from now, I will be a totally different person in a better way. All right? I'll leave you guys with that. You are all made in the image of God and He loves you. Don't forget that, okay? God bless. Lift life. Make sure you subscribe. Get on the email list. I'll see you soon.